What you talking about? Dang, man.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where we are here to watch the Salem Spirits, Salem College Spirits versus Lynchburg College Hornets basketball. My name is Donnie Baldridge, and I'm here with the CEO, the janitor of TriadSportsCoverage.com.
Good evening, Mr. Baldridge. You didn't give him my name. You just gave him all these fancy titles that I have.
I got distracted. We lost signal for a second. So if we ever kind of cut out every once in a while, being inside this metal building here with all the metal rafters, our wireless hotspot will occasionally lose signal. Just bear with us. We will be back on. It usually only takes a second or two, and you'll be back with all the action. So anyway, I am here with Triad Sports Coverage leading man, Mike Pettaway. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I back behind the microphone at the Salem College game. The last game that you did with Alec Hodges, I was out of town, but I did listen in, and you guys did a great job. But we are here on the campus of Salem College in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for tonight's NCAA Division III women's basketball game between the Salem Spirits and the Lynchburg College Hornets. And I will say one thing about Lynchburg. I covered them in soccer this past fall, and they are a national powerhouse in soccer.
Oh, yes?
They were like in the top 3 or 4 in the country. So if their basketball team brings anything the team does, it's going to be a challenge for the Spirits tonight.
Well, so far as I've been watching them warm up, they are using their hands. So I don't know if we want their soccer team and their basketball team to be completely the same. Now, if they started using their feet, I'd feel like Salem would have this in the bag.
There you go. But again, the Salem College team has been, as most of you probably know, depleted over the last few weeks with injuries and other things that have happened, and they've only have 10 players in uniform tonight. Looking in front of us, Donnie, the Lynchburg Hornets there's actually 15 players. One is on the injured reserve, but there's 15 roster players, which I'm sure that when you have that kind of numbers, you probably got some pretty good depth at any position. So if it becomes a running game, it's already going to be a disadvantage for Salem as far as numbers available to put on the floor.
That is right. And as I see here, every single girl for Lynchburg is about 7'12".
It looks that way compared to the 5'4" guards that Salem has on the floor. But it should be, as we said, when you play these bigger teams, I talked to a few people about Lynchburg, and the general consensus is they are basically a fundamental basketball team, nothing flashy, and which is the way most girls' teams are. They play fundamental ball, and it's fun to watch it. And I was talking to Scott Blake, the assistant coach at Salem, and he understands the challenges that they've had this season, and coming off a win, which you did the game last Saturday, and
yes,
and Salem College won their conference opener over Agnes Scott by 8 points.
They're undefeated in the conference.
Undefeated, and they have 4 conference games because it's a small conference, but the winner of the conference gets a bid to the tournament.
Yes,
and that's our goal, is if we can. I was covering the game. I talked to Coach Brittany Money, and you could tell she was a little bit disappointed. It's her first season here at Salem. They had a 21-win season last year under previous coaching staff, and obviously she comes in probably with some self-induced high expectations, because you take over a winning program, and you certainly don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. But I think they've been competitive in all the games I've seen. They did beat Johnson University out of Tennessee, which was a major upset, because Johnson is a real good team. So, as you know, at any athletic event, you can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but you got to do it on the floor or on the field to make it happen. And I got to throw out a name that, as we were sitting here in the pregame getting some notes put together, Mr. Rick Anderson came over, and anyone that knows basketball in the Winston-Salem area knows Rick Anderson is the girls' coach at Mount Tabor High School. Very successful coach. He actually has 3 or 4 players that he's coached either AAU or in high school playing for Lynchburg. So he said it's kind of like a homecoming to come see
that's what it looks like.
Some of his former players. There's actually a pretty good crowd here. I think Lynchburg may have a few fans, and of course you got a lot of local people. There's 5 kids from the immediate area playing for Lynchburg. We've got 3 from Bishop McGinnis, and we all know how good Bishop McGinnis has been in girls basketball for the last 9 years. And they've got a player from Ronald Reagan High School and one from Mount Tabor. And I think they're getting ready for the pregame ceremony and probably the national anthem.
That's played in A-flat. That's what I found out. Well, we're going to take a couple of commercial breaks while they're doing that, and I'll be right back.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
It's a new year, and most people are trying to make a new start. And many of us are trying to make a lasting impact in 2015. Here at the River Church, we believe the greatest way to do that is by connecting with God this year. So we want to invite you to be part of a growing movement that loves God, loves people, and is working to change the world around us, one person at a time. So why not join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. at North Davidson High School, where you will find relevant teaching, impactful, rocking worship, and a great and fun children's environment for your kids to learn more about Jesus. Check us out today at riverchurchlive.com.
And we are back here in Winston-Salem. We just finished up the Star Spangled Banner, and we're about to hear the starters for the basketball teams tonight. Starting with the Hornets. First up is number 11, Sammy Goldsmith. Next we have number 23, Olivia DeFrancisco. Number 30, Cheney Forbush. Number 32, Shannon Allen. And from Pofftown, North Carolina, number 33, Lauren Penley.
Penley is a former Mount Tabor Lady Spartan playing under Mr. Rick Anderson.
And now coming up are your Salem College Spirits. Coming in at number 1, Michaela Sievers. Next is number 13, Q Lewis. Next is number 21, Crystal Lolis. Next is number 22, Alexiana Bush. And rounding out the starting 5 is number 24, Zai Henderson. with head coach, Coach Monet.
Moni.
Oh, Moni. I told you, the song says it in both ways. Moni, Monet.
It's Coach Brittany Moni from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area.
Ooh.
Came here through coaching in upstate New York. So the Spirits are in their mid-court huddle, getting all juiced up, ready for the big game. We're again at the Salem Gymnasium. The Lynchburg Hornets will be in black with red numbers. They'll be coming to our end of the court for the first half on offense, and then the Lady Spirits are in their gray with blue numerals, and they'll be going from our right to left in the first half.
Right.
And the tip-off is almost here.
Standing in the circle is Alexiana Bush and number 20 and number 33, Lauren Penley for the jump ball. Ball is tipped. Ball is won by Lynchburg. Bringing down the ball is Sammy Goldsmith. Number 11 passes it over to the wing to number 32, Shannon Allen. Passes inside to number 30. Forbush misses the shot. Rebound, Salem College. Michaela Sievers brings the ball down the court. Met at the three-point line. Passes it off to Lolis. Passes off to Q Lewis around the three-point line. Takes a dribble. Passes back to Seaver and a little weave, driving into the right-hand side. Passes to Lolis on the right hand. Shot up, miss, rebound, Lynchburg. Lynchburg's pushing the ball down the court here with Sammy Goldsmith. Passes it in to number 33, Penley, who kicks it out to number 23 for a three-point shot. DeFrancisco. Shot is good. The score is 3-0.
That was nothing but net, as they say on TV. Great form, great shot.
String music. Looks like right now Lynchburg is in a 2-3 zone here, and the Salem Spirits are passing the ball around the outside, trying to get some sort of inlet pass with a nice drive in by Alexiana Bush, who drives in. Looks like she was called for a foul. She made the basket, though. Lynchburg now with the ball, bringing the ball down the court is Goldsmith. Passes it off to DeFrancisco. Passes it around the three-point line to number 32, Shannon Allen, who makes the three-point shot. 6-0. Michaela Sievers now bringing the ball down the court. Met at the half-court line by number 33. Passes it to Lolis. Passes it back to Sievers. Sievers driving in. Passes it back to Lolis. Shot outside. Off the side of the iron. Goes out of bounds.
It looked like on the first possession, Lynchburg was going to pound the ball in low. They got a pass into Penley down on the baseline, but the last two trips they've stopped and drained the three-pointers.
That's right. They were doing a little bit of inside-outside kind of offense there, trying to draw the defense, suck them into the inside, and then shoot it from the outside. But I think as long as Salem does a bend, don't break kind of thing and really make them shoot those outside shots. We already have a traveling call here on Lynchburg, so there's a turnover for Salem. So, yeah, with all the height, I'm surprised that they're shooting from the outside.
I was a little bit surprised, too, but if you're going to hit them the way they're doing, I guess it's okay to shoot three-pointers.
That's right. All right, Michaela Sievers now with the ball. It looks like they're in some sort of diamond-and-one defense here with Lynchburg. Ball back to Sievers. Sievers passes inside to Bush. Back to Lolis. Lolis drives in on the right-hand side. Gets it partially blocked. Ball's now with Lynchburg's hands. Ball coming down the court with number 23, DeFrancisco. She drives in on the right-hand side, passes the Penley underneath. Off the glass, miss. Rebound. Lynchburg now passes it back to Goldsmith, who drives in the lane. Right-handed shot, good. Score is now 8-0. Lynchburg. Michaela Sievers bringing the ball down the court, passes it off to Zy Henderson. Zy Henderson passes Lolis to Michaela Sievers, shoots an outside shot off the side of the iron, out of bounds. So, Mike, what are you seeing right now from Salem and from Lynchburg?
I see an 8-0 score to start
That
with.
is true.
I think Salem's off to their typical slow start, and if they ever score their first points, I think you're going to see some action. But with that big lineup from Lynchburg just kind of clogged in the middle, you can't get near the basket.
That's right. Ball stayed down here with Salem. Salem goes up for the shot, misses it. Lynchburg with the rebound, pushing the ball down the court is number 32, Shannon Allen, who just drains a shot. Now it's 10-0. Lynchburg. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
It's a new year, and most people are trying to make a new start. And many of us are trying to make a lasting impact in 2015. Here at the River Church, we believe the greatest way to do that is by connecting with God this year. So we want to invite you to be part of a growing movement that loves God, loves people, and is working to change the world around us, one person at a time. So why not join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. at North Davidson High School, where you will find relevant teaching, impactful, rocking worship, and a great and fun children's environment for your kids to learn more about Jesus. Check us out today at riverchurchlive.com.
Here we are back from break with 16 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first half. The score is 10-0. Lynchburg over the Salem Spirits. Mike, what are you seeing so far?
I think to me, it's a normal start for Salem. They have trouble getting off the blocks in some of these games, and they've made some kind of wild shots. The last shot by Zy Henderson was on a wing and a prayer. She just threw it up, and I think she was hoping to get fouled. And if the referees aren't calling that contact, then she's going to be out of luck. She won't get those calls. But I think they've got to be more patient and get a good look at the basket. They're just kind of throwing the ball up right now.
That's right. All right, Salem with the basketball. Michaela Sievers bringing the ball down the court. Passes it to Lolis. Passes it back to Sievers at the three-point line. Passes it back to Lolis. They're trying to look for an entry here into this Giants zone here. Passes Zy Henderson back to Sievers. Back to Lolis. To Q Henderson. Back to Zy Henderson. Dribbles the ball around. Tries to find an inlet. Drives in. Gets stopped and then called for a travel.
Sometimes Zy tries to take too much on herself.
Yeah.
I've seen her she's a great ball player, a great hustler, brings a lot of energy to the floor, but she has to realize her limitations, I believe, with this big defense that Lynchburg has. Yeah.
Lynchburg now with the ball, passing around the three-point line. Goldsmith gets the ball, passes it to number 23, DeFrancisco. Back to 32, Shannon Allen. Shannon Allen passes to DeFrancisco, shoots a three-pointer in the wing. Nothing but net. I think we found her spot, Mike.
Right here in front of us. She's absolutely dead on with that three-pointer.
That's right. Michaela Sievers now bringing the ball down the court, and Lynchburg is staying in this zone, and with the height and the size advantage that they have here, I don't understand why they would ever come out of it. Nice motion here. The pass to Q Lewis, who with a inlet cut here by Zy Henderson. The pass was a little bit off. Had a good chance for a basket. Now we got a fast break here with Lynchburg pushing the ball down the court all the way to number 33, Lauren Penley, with the easy basket. Now the score is 15-0 with 15 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first half. Michaela Sievers now bringing the ball down the court, coming up against the Lynchburg girls. Passes to Lolis, gets a pass partially blocked. Back to Sievers. Sievers still looking for a good inlet pass here. Alexiana Bush is setting up for a basket. Pass to Lolis. Back to Lolis for the first basket of the game for Salem. 2-15. Lynchburg now with the ball down on this side of the court. Good Smith with the ball. Passes it to DeFrancisco. Passes it inside to Penley. Penley met with a double team. Passes it to a cutting number 32, Shannon Allen. Ball shot was up. Missed. Rebound for Salem. Michaela Sievers now bringing the ball down the court. Passes to Lawless. Passes all the way across the court to Q Lewis, who shoots an outside shot. Nothing but net. Great shot by Q Lewis. Scores now 5-15. It looks like Salem's starting to make a little bit of a run here, trying to get back some of what they lost.
A little bit of pressure defense, but to no avail. The press is broken. Number 32, Shannon Allen again with the two-pointer.
Lynchburg's really shooting the ball well right now. You would think that this was their home court. Michaela Sievers now with the ball. Passes it to Lawless. Passes it to Q Lewis. It was kind of a miscommunication there. Both players grabbing for the ball. Back to Q Lewis up at the top of the key. Passes to Zy Henderson on the wing. Drives in on the right-hand side. Passes it to Alexiana Bush with a little bit of a windmill layup.
Great rebound by Q Lewis.
Great rebound. And she went in there and kind of demanded her spot, and she was the only one that went up for the rebound.
Yeah, she took control under the bucket and went up and got it. And all of a sudden it's a 17-7 ball game.
I think we're going to end up seeing a lot of height and size versus determination here, with the Salem girls really being determined about winning this ball game. Shot over here on the wing again by number 23, DeFrancisco, and she's got a couple of points here. The score now is 20-7 with 13 minutes left in the first half. Michaela Sievers with the ball now, passes to Lawless, back to Sievers. Sievers looking for an inlet, passes to Lawless on the three-point line at the wing. Passes it to Q Lewis, who drives the ball in on the baseline. A little spin move, stops, passes to Michaela wide open at the three-point. It was a good shot. It was off the front of the iron, and now it's a fast break for Lynchburg again.
The one thing I've noticed early, Donnie, is there's a lot of standing around at Salem's end of the floor. Players are standing, waiting. We're down at the Lynchburg end. There's a lot of motion, a lot of moving without the ball.
Yep, a quick rebound for Salem, and Zy Henderson tries to take it all the way, and met by the giant girls by Lynchburg, and had a missed shot.
There's a great look under the bucket. Great pass by Goldsmith
to Lauren Penley down underneath for an easy basket, 22-7.
See, they're moving without the ball. They're getting open, and Salem they're just standing in the corners watching the perimeter passes. Nothing's being generated offensively. A long shot.
Long shot again by Q Lewis. All the offense is coming from Q Lewis right now. 9-22. Q Lewis with some heavy defense too. She's taking the team on her back right now. Lynchburg with the ball, shot up. Rebound Lynchburg. Penley underneath. Rebounds twice. Now she's fouled again.
Yeah, Penley used her body and just kind of pushed Q out of the way. He took that rebound, went back up. And then Michaela Sievers, one of the shortest players on the floor, was up under the bucket and committed a foul.
That's right. Yeah, Lauren Penley's 6 foot tall, so she's definitely up there amongst the in the clouds right now. First free throw is up and good.
She's in rarefied air. What do short people call it?
Yeah. Coming on the court for Lynchburg is number 45, Caroline Nauman. Second shot is up. Second shot is good. The score now is 24-9 with 11 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first half. Salem brings in some subs.
They bring in number 3 is Shaniqua Collins.
Shaniqua Collins.
Number 3 in the gray uniforms.
Shaniqua Collins is probably going to be one of the smallest girls on the court, but she definitely likes to shoot that outside shot. So if she gets a chance, she might be able to shoot them out of the zone. Lawless is bringing the ball down the court. Passes it to Collins. Looks for an inlet. Passes it back to Lawless. Passes it to Lexiana Bush. Underneath. Errant pass. Intercepted by Lynchburg. Fast break. Right-handed layup by number 34, Sarah Kuhn. Salem pushing the ball back down the court as Zy Henderson trying to take the team on. Passes it to Bush. Passes it to Collins on the outside shot. Basket is good.
She said she liked to shoot, and she hit her first three-pointer.
That's right. I watch her during the warm-ups, and she just hangs out of that three-point line. She really likes to shoot it. And when you're a small person, you got to take your shots, and your shot is normally outside. So Lynchburg now with the ball driving in is number 22, Sarah Cornell. And she was fouled on the act. The shot was missed. Now she'll get two free throws.
Yeah, the lane was wide open. She just kind of nonchalantly drove through there and put up a shot. She was fouled, but got to play better defense than that.
That's right. First shot is up and good. Score is 27-12 with 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half. Second shot is up and good. Well, importance of free throws right here, Mike.
Yep.
All right, Salem bringing the ball down the court now with Lawless. Passes it to Collins. Collins trying to pass it to Lawless. It was another interception. Fast break for Lynchburg. Now they're slowing up to get numbers again. Passes inside to number 45, Caroline Nauman, who just came into the game.
It was great movement, great court awareness, and the passes are right on the spot.
So now Collins is bringing the ball down the court, met by this diamond-in-one defense here. She's getting trapped in the corner a little bit, passes it out to Lawless. Lawless looking for an inlet, passes to Bush. Bush sees Zy Henderson underneath the basket, wide open for an easy layup. Scores 14-30. Lynchburg bringing the ball down the court, doing the pat on the head play, Mike. I always like the pat on the head play.
That means break down the middle of the lane and drive to the bucket and put it off the glass. That's exactly what she did.
And number 34, Sarah Kuhn with the basket.
She
scored.
came in off the bench and kind of made an impact right away.
She's playing determined. She's going down that lane. She's playing on the inside. We saw Lynchburg just hanging out on the three-point line, shooting from range, and it didn't quite make sense that you have, what do we have here, 3, 4, 6-footers on that team. I would set up on the block and just wait for them to try to guard me all day.
You got some substitutes. Barbara Robinson, I believe. It's actually number 40, which is not on our roster.
Well, we'll try to find that out sooner or later. So right now she'll be number 40 until we can find out who she is. Well, she passes to Q Lewis, who's got the ball around the three-point line, drives it into about the free throw line, determined going in. Gets a charging foul called on her now. I see that there's an arc on the floor here, Mike. She was really close to that arc on the floor where there's no charging fouls that are being called.
I think number 15 is Hannah McBride. Her number says number 2 on our roster, but I don't think that's correct.
No, that's not McBride. She's sitting on the bench right now.
She's still.
Yep.
Severs is on the bench.
Well, right now Lynchburg has the ball. Passes to number 42. Now to 32 with Q Lewis playing some heavy defense. Number 40 playing defense.
Great effort. Great hustle by
number 12.
Kenna Amos.
Amos.
Knocked that pass away right over in our area of the gymnasium.
Stays with Lynchburg.
Will be Lynchburg ball under their bucket here. Taking it out right off our right side of where we're sitting here.
Mm-hmm. Sarah Connell to inbound the ball. Passes it to 34. Sarah Kuhn, who drives into about the lane. Shot is up and off. Rebound, Salem pushing the ball down the court. Pass to Collins, who's wide open at the three-point line. Shot is up, just off the backside of the iron. Rebound, Lynchburg with number 42, Kirsten Bowles, pushing the ball down the court. Kirsten with the ball, standing at the top of the key, calling the play. Passes it over to number 45, back to Kirsten. Passes it to
the lob pass for the. Oh, now she dribbles it back out, but
Shannon Allen. Shot is up and good. Score now is 34-14. Lynchburg. Collins to bring the ball down the court. Pass it to Amos, who's met by this zone trap defense here. Passes to Q Lewis across the floor to Collins, wide open on the other side of the court. Shot is up and missed. And probably the second smallest person, Amos, gets the rebound, drives it in on the right-hand side, lays it up, but it just goes over the rim and out. Lynchburg with the rebound, but there's a tie-up foul here.
I think there was a reacher. Shaniqua Collins with the foul down on the other end of the floor. There is a 30-second timeout called by the Lynchburg Hornets.
That's right. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
And we're back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where the score is 34 Lynchburg to Salem 14. Mike, you've already made a point to say that Lynchburg's already cleared their bench, and it looks like everybody's going to get to play tonight.
Yeah, they have 5 different players and started the ball game on the floor. And the problem for Salem is they're just as big as the starters were, so there's no hope for any great rebounding effort on the part of those small forwards and guards for Salem.
That's right. Caroline Nauman was driving in, was fouled by Collins. Caroline gets 2 free throws. First shot is up. Off the backboard and out.
It's also interesting to note that there's 5 fouls called against Salem, 0 fouls called against Lynchburg.
Yep. Second shot is up.
That's good.
Buries that one. All right, Salem with the ball now, 35-14. Amos bringing the ball down the court. Drives it in, passes to Q Lewis, who drives in on the left-hand side with a quick jump stop, goes up, was met by the trees and had it blocked. Now Lynchburg on the run here by number 22. Passes the 34 to back to 22 with a drive, and she moved her feet before she put the ball on the floor, Mike.
Little stutter step. You can call that in a lot of cases. They don't always call it, but that was obvious right in front of us.
That's right. I saw Austin Rivers do a lot of that for Duke the other year.
If I would have had a whistle, I would have blown it because it was that obvious.
There you go. All right, Amos bringing the ball down the court for Salem, who passes a wide old pass, and it's intercepted by Lynchburg, who drives it in. Fast break, 2 points. So the score is now 37-14 with 7.5 minutes left in the first half. We've got a couple of people who aren't on the roster here, and so we're trying to figure out who they are. Right now, Q Lewis has the ball, passes into number 15 for Salem. He got met with a little bit of a bump, but lost the handle and it went out of bounds, so it's Lynchburg ball.
You're correct. We have some players that we don't have on our rosters, and when we get the halftime stat sheet, I bet we will know who they are.
I can't wait to find out who they are. Maybe we have another stat sheet here that'll help. Nope, same thing.
Same thing on all their stat sheets.
All right. Well, Lynchburg now has the ball, number 22. Sarah Connell passes the ball to number 42 to DeFrico, who shoots the ball outside off the back of the iron. Ball is now inlet to number 32, Sarah Kuhn, with that basket. Scores 39-14.
Yes, Sarah came with her A game. She made a steal and went length to the floor for a fast break layup, so she's going to make the best of her playing time. One thing that Salem does, and I've seen them do it in a lot of games, they're very lazy in their passes, and when you got a good aggressive defense, if you don't get that ball to your teammate, they're going to slap it away, which has happened a lot over here in the last few minutes.
That's right. You don't wait for the pass to come to you. You meet the ball, and that's one of the fundamentals that you definitely want to learn here in Division basketball.
And I'm not so sure is that these substitutes for Lynchburg may be just a little bit more aggressive than the starters were because they want to get some playing time.
That's right. Well, right now, Alexiana Bush has the ball, takes the shot, misses it, rebound Salem. Going back to Amos, who's over here at the wing. Dribbling, trying to find an inlet again. Still waiting, passes it to Lolis. Lolis dribbles the ball around to the top of the key. Had it tipped a little bit, but regains control to Collins. Collins driving in, pulls it back out, shoots the three-pointer off the front of the iron. Rebound is Lynchburg, who's pushing the ball down the court with the DeFrancisco. Passes all the way across the court. Then an inlet pass to number 22, which was met with Lawless in the middle of it, who just tips it out of bounds. So some great defense here by Salem during that fast break. Right now, Kristen Bowles, number 42, inbounds the ball here for Lynchburg. Passes it into number 34.
Nice steal by Lolis.
Lolis with the shot.
Short jumper, no good.
Off the side of the iron, rebound Lynchburg. Sarah Kuhn with the ball now. Passes it over here to Kristen Bowles. Kristen is calling the play again. Passes it to DeFrancisco. Passes
Great look.
Into a cutting number 22, Sarah Cornell.
She traveled twice on that play, but they called it the second time. But when she caught that pass down the paint, she walked to the bucket because she was being defended. She couldn't put the ball down, so she walked to the bucket.
She said, "Wait a minute, there's defense here. I'm gonna walk this over here." That's her second travel call that she's had tonight. Well, Amos now is bringing the ball down the court. Passes to Lolis. Lolis met with a trap. Passes it out to Collins at the three-point line. Passes it to number 40. Passes it to Amos. Amos driving the ball. Passes it to Collins at the three-point line. Back to Amos at the top of the key, driving in on the right-hand side. Passes to Bush. Just couldn't handle the pass. And now it's another fast break for Lynchburg. DeFrancisco comes in for a left-handed layup. Easy bucket. The score is 41-14. Lynchburg. Now we have Salem with the ball. Collins with the ball. Met by defense. Passes it to Amos at the top of the key. Passes all the way to number 40 in the corner. Shot is up and all. Collins with the rebound. Driving the ball in. Right-handed layup. And it looks like we have a A blocking call. Blocking call here on Lynchburg.
That is their first team foul.
That's amazing. For such tall girls, they're not going for the block a lot. They're going for the charge. Well, Collins with their first free throw off the back of the iron and out. Q Lewis comes back in for mystery number 40. Collins with her second shot. Shot is up and in. Score now is 41-15. Lynchburg.
So Henderson takes a seat on the bench.
Well, Henderson just came out.
Or just came in. Okay.
She just had a breather, and she's coming back out. So both Q and Zy Henderson were out. Now they're both back in. It looks like we have a starting crew again. Playing some tough defense. Q Lewis almost intercepted a pass. Kristen Bowes with the ball, with the loose ball. Resetting the offense. Looking for an inlet. Passes it into number 15.
Ooh, that was a great...
Jamie Grace. Ball shot was
defense. It was could have been a foul probably, but no call.
Shot was off. Salem ball now with Amos commanding the point. Passes to Q Lewis, who's up at the top of the key. Gives it back to Amos. Amos with a nice cutting. Zy Henderson underneath the basket. If she wasn't fouled, she definitely walked.
You know it, but it's. I know that Zy is very active and she's always moving, but when you get the smallest person you got the ball under the bucket, that's kind of counterproductive to what you're trying to go up against with these big bodies. They ought to have some of these other people moving up and down the baseline.
That's right. It's like her body wants to move faster than her brain can make a decision, and that's just real hard. She's really feeling this intimidation of this taller team here over in Lynchburg. Well, Zy Henderson passes the ball to Lawless. Back to Zy Henderson over here at the three-point line. She drives it on the right-hand side. Kristen Bowles tried to get a charging foul. Foul on the floor. No call. Back to Q Lewis, who's on the inside. She, for a right-handed layup, misses it. Mike is over here doing the windmill.
It was a sloppy possession for Salem.
But now number 23 for Lynchburg has the ball. Passes it to 22 to 45 on the wing is Kristen Bowes with an air ball here. Salem with the rebound. Lawless passes it up to Amos. Passes it to Zy Henderson for a quick drive into the lane. Left-handed layup and in. Score is 41-17 with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first half. Kristen Bowes now here for Lynchburg, commanding the point. Passes it to DeFrancisco. Passes it to number 45. Nauman. There's a loose ball. Amos diving on the floor for the ball.
He's going to call a foul against the Lynchburg player, number 15.
Foul on Jamie Grace. That is her first foul. Well, they're catching up with team fouls, Mike.
5-3.
There you go. All right, Amos now bringing the ball down the court here for Salem College. Looking for an inlet. Passes it into Alexiana Bush, who drives in left-handed layup. And in. Now, Mike, Alexiana Bush really needs to command. She's the only one with size, and she's probably got a stronger body than these girls here from Lynchburg.
And she was determined on that drive. I mean, she laid her body into the defender and just went up and you're going to have to give some of that because you're taking a lot of it. So we're going to have to get more physical, I think. And I know the smaller players get pretty much detoured when they hit down the baseline because they can't get to the basket.
That's right.
And I still think that Salem's, they're just not in sync. You look at Lynchburg, and they're playing here right in front of us on offense, but they set up an offense. They have plays to run. They have players in motion. They're always feeding the ball low to someone cutting across the baseline, or else if the lane's wide open, they don't have a problem driving straight down the lane, and it either draws in a defense or it gives you an easy running floater down the middle of the lane.
That's right. Salem their game is that quick offense, the quick defense to offense kind of game. They like the fast breaks. They like the layups. Q Lewis will compound it inside, and Alexiana can really demand some space down low. But I think right now their shooting is what's really killing them. They're intimidated by all this height, and they really want to shoot it outside where they can see the basket. You almost physically can't even see over the trees.
Yep.
Well, here we are with 2 minutes left in the first half. The score is 41-19 Lynchburg, with Kristen Bowles bringing the ball down the court for Lynchburg. She's looking for an inlet pass. Tight defense by the Salem girls. Ball
so look
goes
at that entry pass. I mean, great look for the cutter across the baseline, and just take it right to the hoop.
And that, I think that's a lot of what we're getting. It's the man-to-man defense is really allowing some opening cuts. There was a quick turnover by Salem. Lynchburg got the ball, but then Salem comes back, gets the ball again.
We'll call blocking foul on
number 42, Kristen Bowles.
By the way, so we are fair, she's only 5'1", okay?
Oh, there we go.
She's amongst those 6'2" and 6'1" and 6-footers.
All right, Zy Henderson now at the free throw line, shooting a pair. First shot is up, rattles around and drops in.
She's got the shooter's roll on that one.
There you go, 43-20. Second shot. Shot is up. Off the side of the rim, rebound Lynchburg, who's pushing it down the court. Kristen Bowles with the ball now, met by Zy Henderson playing some tight defense. And I think this is where they really need to make their bread and butter. They need to put Zy Henderson on the point guard and just make her make bad decisions. Right now, Lynchburg drives it in on the right-hand side, misses it, rebounds Salem. So that was probably the best defensive possession that I've seen all game for Salem. Amos now with the ball at the wing, drives it in on the right-hand side, gets it partially blocked, and now Lynchburg has the ball running down the court. Kristen Bowles now met by Amos, passes it to DeFrancisco.
There's a cutter right down the middle, wide open. Going to be a tie-up.
It's a tie-up, loose ball, jump ball.
It's going to be Salem's possession. They tried to get a timeout, but with three referees looking at the play, not one of them heard the word timeout.
Yeah, Kristen Lolis did a great job right there, jumping on that loose ball and creating this proverbial turnover. So now Amos is bringing the ball down the court, passes to Lolis, back to Amos. Amos is at the wing, passes it into Q Lewis in the lane, who jumps over the smallest girl for Lynchburg.
Banks it off the boards from straight ahead, but if it goes in, it counts. So 2 points for Q Lewis.
For some reason, she was down there underneath the basket. So if we can get that kind of mismatch all day, I think Salem will have a chance. But right
Great
now,
defense.
With some errant passes by Lynchburg, a fast break for Salem, and Q Lewis with the rebound of an errant shot by Zy Henderson. Lynchburg now with the ball, pushing the ball back down the court, is number 22, Sarah Connell.
Swish, three-pointer. Cornell with the three-pointer.
And that is the end of the first half. The score is 46-22, Lynchburg. Mike, that last 2 minutes happened so fast. I never took a chance to stare at the scoreboard to figure out what was going on.
It was definitely some up and down play. Now we're going to have some entertainment here at halftime for the fans in attendance.
It looks like we have some triad wheel. They're called the Triad Trackers. The wheelchair basketball. Well, let's take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be right back.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
It's a new year, and most people are trying to make a new start. And many of us are trying to make a lasting impact in 2015. Here at the River Church, we believe the greatest way to do that is by connecting with God this year. So we want to invite you to be part of a growing movement that loves God, loves people, and is working to change the world around us, one person at a time. So why not join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. at North Davidson High School, where you will find relevant teaching, impactful, rocking worship, and a great and fun children's environment for your kids to learn more about Jesus. Check us out today at riverchurchlive.com.
And we are back live at Salem College, and I'm Mike Pettaway with Donnie Baldridge, but we've been joined in our broadcast vantage point by a very familiar name in basketball in Forsyth County, Mr. Rick Anderson. Welcome to the broadcast, Coach.
It's great to be here. This is a fun night.
Now you're here, obviously, enjoying yourself, watching some of your former players. And,
yes.
I think you've got more from Lynchburg than you do from Salem, I believe.
Yes, I do. We got 4 from Lynchburg, one of them via Mount Tabor, and then 3 from our AAU program. And, of course, we got Barbara Robinson off from my AAU team with Salem. So this is kind of homecoming. Me and my wife tried to get around and see our kids play on a regular basis, and tonight was a bonus night.
And, you know, you've had a very successful career at Mount Tabor, obviously, and you've sent a lot of girls to the next level. It must be pretty gratifying when you come to a college game and, for example, Melissa Calicut at Wake Forest, you see these kids that they were little kids and you were coaching them, and all of a sudden they grew into young women and they're great basketball players. It's
fun to see somebody have a dream and come to you with their dream and then see them fulfill it. And obviously Melissa, and of course last night we were at Guilford to see Anise Weatherly play last night, and Lauren Ramsey. So it's a lot of fun to go watch these young ladies still continue chasing that dream and to be out here tonight. And, you know, we're sitting up here yelling and clapping for people. It's a lot of fun. I kind of live through them just in a different way.
Of course, when you come to a game as a spectator, it's a lot less pressure, I guess, or if you're on the sideline with the Lady Spartans trying to beat West Forsyth or someone.
It's a lot different. I enjoy nights where I get to come up here and sit and watch versus having to sit there and figure out what to do on the next possession or things like that. So, and we've had a tough start so far. We played the most difficult schedule I've ever had in my life, and we took some L's for it, but I think it's going to help us down the stretch. So to come out tonight and just sit and relax, and as we're sitting here watching this wheelchair event, that I'm proud to say that Brian Robinson has organized this, and that's the organization I work for during the summer. And Brian does such a great job, and it's kind of neat to see our Steelers out there, if you will, in the wheelchair division.
It's amazing how these gentlemen in wheelchairs can play basketball better than a lot of people that can walk and run.
Oh, no, and it's amazing to see what they can do. I mean, I'm sitting here just absolutely amazed at how these – whoa! He's up. Wheelchair down.
That was a great play.
Yes, it was. The crowd kind of responds to that, too. That's great.
Now, looking at the game tonight, obviously it's been all Lynchburg up till now, and they've got 15 quality players. I think 14 of them are in uniform tonight. Salem has had a little problem with their roster with some injuries and whatnot. They've only got like 10 players. But looking at the quality of players that Salem has versus the quality of players that Lynchburg has, you know, it's a 24-point ball game. Does anything surprise you looking at how big Lynchburg is? They got some big bodies on
Lynchburg is huge.
I mean, man.
We were sitting up there a while ago, and I just one of my players is here tonight with me and my wife, and we were looking at Lynchburg going, oh, my goodness, they're just huge across the back. They go that 1-3-1, and it looks like Syracuse is 2-3. They're just huge, and when they were lined up for national anthem, we looked at Lynchburg and looked over here at Salem. I'm like, bless their heart, they're going to struggle until they get some more depth in here, and especially some height. But obviously with a new coach, it just takes a while to build what you got to build here, and she's brand new. And
I know she's she inherited a program that had 21 wins, but she don't have the same players they had. And I've talked to her a few times about the season, and as a coach, that you obviously coach to win. You want your players to perform. You want them to enjoy it, and it's tearing on her a little bit about it's not. I don't think it's what she maybe expected, but they've played some good teams. I've seen them play some really good teams, and I think they're going to come into it eventually. It may take a year or two to get the right mix of players, because right now they don't have a lot of big bodies down low, and if their three-point shots aren't falling, then and really what really put a nail in the coffin was we knew how big Lynchburg was. They come down the first possession, they go in low, then all of a sudden they start popping three-pointers.
Yeah, and DeFrancesco is just absolutely lit them up. Right here, actually sitting in front of y'all, I think she could have sat on your table and shot a couple of these shots. That's tough to take a program, like you said, success last year, brand new coach, and she's we've got a couple of players that they're looking at some, which will help their depth and skill level. So it's a tough job when you take one up and take it over, and you got to put it together. But that's what you do it for.
And for these high school girls that are maybe listening in, if you want to play ball at the next level, maybe you're not necessarily a Wake Forest or a Carolina caliber player, but there's plenty of places to play college basketball. If you come through a good program and have the fundamentals and have the right attitude, someone like Salem College is a great place to continue playing basketball.
Oh, exactly. You could not have said that any better. And, when I hear people come and say, I want to play college basketball now, the next question is, what level do you want to play at? And this is such a great opportunity. I mean, Lynchburg has got, between Sammy Goldsmith and Lauren and DeFrancesco and Sarah, you're talking about 4 kids that have been to the state finals and won championships. And what a great set of people to have on your team at a Division III level. I mean, Abby does a great job. I talk to her on a regular basis. And she's always looking she's looking at, okay, it's a kid that's a D2 player, but she don't want to make the D2 commitment. D2 is pretty much we're going to be in here about 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. You might get a day off. You're going to lift weights. D3, they let you be who you are a little bit, and it's just a little bit of difference. And I think it's a great opportunity. And if they continue to do what they're going to at Salem here, if they'll just stay the course, I think they're going to really have a nice program. This is a great gym. It's the first time I've been here. It's a nice gym.
And their overall athletics, they have a great soccer program here at Salem. They have a great softball team. So for a local flavor of college sports, which a lot of people don't even know about, they don't understand this is college sports right here at Salem College. And I had the privilege of covering their soccer team with Coach Callahan, and they're a great soccer program. They had 30 kids in uniform that could play.
Wow.
You only put 11 of them at a time on the field, and he was able to keep them all happy.
That's amazing. I know a friend of mine that was he was the coach at Calvary, and he's the softball coach here now.
Scott Long.
Yeah, and, oh, God, what a great – and I can see that program just blossoming already. This is like a kept secret in our own town right here.
And there's a lot of athletes right around this area that are capable of playing at this level.
Well, that's what Abby has done at Lynchburg, and I think it can be done here. You don't have to take off and go to Missouri and Ohio and Florida and New York to find good basketball players. You can work the Triad area. You can work North Carolina and fill up this team every single year with very good athletes that are looking for a chance to play. Sometimes it's tough to get kids to, quote, stay at home, but you go to Guilford County, go to Davidson County, okay, now all of a sudden they're going to live on campus. It's here. It's a tough sell for Forsyth County because I wanted to go away for college, but then when you look at a chance to maybe get a little bit of academic money and then still get to play basketball and chase your dream, then things change.
And you get to stay on campus and get that college experience, even though mom's only maybe 4 miles down the road. I mean, it's got everything you need right here, I think. it's a great school. Everyone I've worked with at Salem, from Melissa Barrett on down, they've been really cooperative and very nice. And I think they have a great thing going here. And I do hope the basketball coach can get acclimated to the area and knows where to go look for. I know Mount Tabor's not a bad place to look for basketball players. I know that. So she must be pretty smart. She went to one of the best in the business around here. So, it's like we said, there's always a place for these kids to play and get an education. I mean, that after all, they are student athletes,
Right.
And I know that Salem has a fairly stringent academic policy, and which is good. I mean, they want you to graduate. They want you to get a degree. They want you to be educated and become a great part of society. Not someone's going to depend on someone to take care of you. So it's been a experience for us to come cover this place, and this little gym is it gets pretty loud sometimes. It gets pretty wound up, and it's been tonight's been I think after looking at some of the research I did, it's about what I expected, just because of just the difference. I mean, sometimes you've gone against teams where, oh my gosh, and maybe it was the other way around where you couldn't hold the score down because you were that much better, but you got to play the game.
Exactly, and that's we kind of ran into that when we went to Charleston this year. We ran into a team. We watched them warm up. And we went, well, they don't. I mean, they look pretty good, but man, I think we'll be okay. And they just absolutely lit us up on fundamentals and just running their stuff. So you never know when you watch them warm up, and then sometimes when you watch them warm up, you go, man, that's going to be a long night.
Yep.
So I know both ends of that, but I think these girls, they're smart enough to know just to keep on fighting. I'm really impressed with 23 for Salem. She works extremely hard. I like how hard that she's battling down there tonight. She shoots the ball real well. A lot of good stuff I'm seeing out of her. Of course, we didn't get any programs when we came in, so I don't know her name.
Yeah,
but
Q Lewis, number 13, I think you mean.
Yep.
Right here.
Yes, 13. It was 13.
She is.
Wow.
She's kind of like the go-to player, and she's not afraid to take the ball and go to the hoop with it. She can rebound. She can play defense. She's really, when she wants to score, she can do it. She's that kind of a player.
Yeah, she's. I definitely like. I just think they got a lot of things going for them here. I really wish they would sell this product better. Not saying they're not doing everything they can, but there's so many people that don't know how good a product this is and what a beautiful campus. And a degree from Salem College is money. When you go to the business world or whatever you go to, a degree from here is pretty impressive.
It is. They've got a few players that I was talking to one of the coaches that they've been looking at around the area, and the coach is active. She's trying to get this program going, and obviously being a college coach, even at D3 level, is a lot different than being a coach at a high school or a middle school. I mean, there's a lot of pressure here to win. I mean, that's why they hire coaches.
Right. She got a tough situation here. I right before they had the coaching change, I was talking with someone here about this opportunity to coach here. And the combination that you had to coach two things,
yep,
and with what it embodied more than anything to do track. Well, in the AAU world and the recruiting world, the busiest time of the year is spring. So when she really needs to be working the hardest and out finding her new players, she's got to be coaching another sport.
Right.
That's a tough thing to put on somebody's plate. Now, I don't know how she's going to manage it. Obviously, she's got a plan. But that's very tough,
yeah.
And I'm sure Abby probably only has to coach basketball, which is great for Abby.
Sure. You got time to stick around and do some talking, or you want to go back to see
Yes, I'll sit with you a minute.
Because I'm going to take a few pictures. I'm going to let you and Donnie Balders is our play-by-play man. You and Rick Anderson can go at it.
Oh, yeah, he can have at it. I'll just watch.
Sounds great. Well, Rick, I might have to ask you a little bit of your basketball insight here on some of the plays here as we are now entering into the second half with Salem and Lynchburg. Lynchburg now has the ball, passes it to DeFrancisco, passes it out to number 32, Shannon Allen. Inlet pass was a little errant and went out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Salem is set back up in that 2-3 zone that they opened the game with. They switched back over to a man, but it looks like they're back in that 2-3 zone again.
Mm-hmm. Lynchburg now with the ball, passes a quick inlet pass from the out of bounds to Forbush, who's fouled on the shot.
Yeah, that zone inbounds, a lot of times you get a lot of easy looks. Of course, If you go man on the inbounds, a lot of times you get screened. So it's kind of a tough situation. I just noticed that Coach Gainey from Reynolds High School, who beat me the other night, but he's a good man. He's got his team off playing well. He just showed up, I'm sure, to watch Barbara because she played for him at Winston-Salem Prep for 1 year. So kind of great to see my fellow colleagues out here supporting their players.
Oh, yes. In the free throw, Forbush made 1 out of 2. Salem bringing the ball down the court, passes it to Zy Henderson over on the wing. He passes it in to Bush, passes it to Q Lewis, drives on the right-hand side, ducks her head in, right-handed layup, rolls around and drops in for a score of 49-22. Lynchburg.
She's a nice player. Just took that ball, went right straight to the rim, did not bother her that there was big girls inside.
Yep, and that's what I've seen a lot of what's happening with Salem is they're getting up to this height. And Alexiana Bush, number 22, who's the biggest player for Salem, hasn't really been utilized, and she hasn't really used her height. A lot of times when she gets the basketball, she's at the free throw line instead of down near the block or closer to the basket.
Yeah, I wonder if they're looking at some high-low action and they're trying to that's the biggest thing it looks like with her coming up so high is they're trying to look at some high-low action. As good as she's playing on the low block, I noticed that, of course, Lynchburg being in a man-to-man, they went to a 1-3-1 there about midway through that first half, and they're back to their man-to-man now, it appears.
Lynchburg now, after some free throws, the score is 49-24. Salem bringing the ball down the court as Amos, who's at the top of the key. Tries to get a pick from Q Lewis, passes to Q Lewis right inside the three-point line. It makes the basket. Scores 49-26 with 18 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game.
Well, she's got a nice touch. That was about a 10 or 12, 14-foot shot right there. Nice touch.
Yeah, it's that just inside the three-point line, which I feel like is one of the hardest shots to make because it's not a free throw, it's not a layup, and it's not a three-pointer. You're just in no man's land.
Yeah, you just got to be ready to pull it. And she clearly was. Lauren, she usually makes that shot. Nice defense.
Some tight defense here by Salem. Lynchburg with the ball underneath the basket. Tie up with Alexiana Bush. Ball goes to Salem.
Yeah, it looks like Lynchburg's getting ready to change their defenses again. So now Salem's got to keep up. Looks like they're going to some type of trap.
Amos now with the basketball. Passes it to Lolis on the wing. Quick shot on the outside. Nails a three-pointer.
Nice.
The score is 48-29. Salem with a little bit of a run here.
Well, didn't hesitate to pull that.
Goldsmith now with the ball, met by Zy Henderson with playing some tight defense, gets a pick. Amos now playing defense, passes it to DeFrancisco, passes it inside to number 33, Lauren Penley.
I don't know why DeFrancisco didn't shoot that ball the way she's hitting all of them in the first half.
That's right. But now Salem's got the ball. Amos is now commanding the point. She's at the top of the key, met by Goldsmith. Passes it in to Bush. Bush on the left-handed side, lays it up with the right hand. Lolis goes up for the rebound, doesn't quite grab it, but Lynchburg does. Lynchburg pushing the ball down the court to DeFrancisco, passes it into Goldsmith, turns and shoots, miss, rebound, Salem. Now Salem with the ball. Lolis is now bringing the ball down the court, crosses the half-court line. Passes it to Amos, who's going to set up the play.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about with Bush. She's just kind of all of a sudden started showing out a little bit in the second half. She's not afraid to go inside against the big girls at Lynchburg. And she's playing pretty well this half. Look at that nice pass.
Yeah, Bush with the pass into Zy Henderson, who's cutting in underneath the basket. Easy basket, 48-31.
Boy, when you get a post that can pass in that old-fashioned just give and go, she popped out on a wing and the guard cut off. Boy, that was a nice pass for her.
Yeah, Mike made a good point of Salem's offense looked a little stagnant. There wasn't a whole lot of cutting going in through that zone, and I think what they did during halftime is you need to be cutting to get open. Now, don't wait for the basketball. Cut and make yourself open.
Right. You can't stand still against the zone. Now, look here, another breakout for Salem. Lynchburg hadn't got back yet.
Zy Henderson with the basketball underneath the basket, passes out to Amos, passes out to Bush for a long shot, misses, but rebound. Lolis.
Ball didn't hit the rim, and they reset the shot clock. That's why that timeout.
A little shot clock malfunction. They're going to have to set it back to 13 seconds left on the shot clock here for Salem.
tell you what, looks like timeout. Abby's taking well, Coach Pozick is they get used to calling them by their last name.
Well, Salem's been playing some really good defense here, and I don't think we saw a lot of that in the first half, and they're starting to make it a real game.
I tell you what, it's so hard sometimes when you have a big lead to come out the second half. I know from experience, you come out and you throw a dagger the first half and, okay, God, we're doing it. And then the second half, it's so hard to come out and keep that same intensity and because you got a 20, 22-point lead, I give or take at half. And it's so hard to keep that intensity up the second half. But that's what you have to do, and I think that's why Coach Pozick called the timeout, and they're probably going to have a little intensity talk over there. I don't know. But, give Salem credit. They have come down, and like we just said, they have cut the basket. They've cut the lane, backdoor cuts, and people have been looking for them. That's been the biggest difference in this next second half is they didn't rely on outside jump shots. They went inside.
Yep, and I feel like that's the hardest thing to teach in basketball. It's easy to teach how to dribble. It's easy to teach how to shoot, but how to move without the basketball, it just seems foreign to some people.
Oh, you're exactly right. And sometimes when you see a zone, you think, well, we just got to stand around, move the ball, and take jump shots. You better cut through the lane some. This is my favorite part of a game is inbounds.
Well, Amos now, Lolis passes the ball inbounds to Q Lewis, who goes into the paint, a little spin move, and a fadeaway jumper. So the score is now 48-33.
Well, she's nice. She's just got such good touch. What year is she?
Q Lewis is a junior.
All right. Got another year with her. That's nice.
So now Lynchburg with the ball. Goldsmith over on the wing. Dribbles it into the lane. Passes it to number 33. Pinley makes the basket.
That's Steeler to Steeler action there. I'm sure Brian Robinson's pretty happy with that right there.
Scores 50-33. Salem now with the ball. Lolis at the top of the key. Looking for a little bit of motion in this offense. Zai Henderson makes a cut. Gets the ball back out over on the far wing. Still looking for some sort of offensive motion. Passes it to Lolis at the top of the key. Passes it back to Zai Henderson now on the near wing. Shoots a three-point shot. It just rattled in and rattled out. It's like somebody reached in and pulled it back out of the rim.
It hit more net than it did rim.
Yeah. But now Lynchburg pushing the ball down the court. And what they did at the beginning of the game, they're starting again. Shannon Allen with a three-point shot. The score is now 52. It looked like it was a two-pointer. 52-33.
Boy, their bigs can step out and make shots. I mean, that girl right there, she's got to be 6'1" or 6'2", it looks like.
Yep.
And she just knocked down the three like it was not. Well, they said it was the longest two I've ever seen.
Yeah. She must at least maybe had a foot on the line. Well, now Lynchburg with the ball, pushing it down. And we still have Allen and another long shot there. Another two-point long shot, 54-33. With 14 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. Salem bringing the ball down the court. Amos is commanding the point. Met with some sort of trap here.
Yep, that's that 1-3-1 they went to in the first half again. But they're not – this is the only place they're trapping. They're trapping it down in this corner. Oh, she's in trouble.
Zai Henderson got stuck down here in the corner, lost the handle. She's trying to push hard to get the ball back. She feels that fault for losing it there in the corner. But now with DeFrancisco back in the three-point shot. The score is now, as Mike laughs, 57-33.
Boy, you just got to – there's a few people you better find on the break, and 23 for Lynchburg is one you better find.
She is definitely shooting lights out. Well, let's take a quick 30-second break during this timeout and hear from some sponsors.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
And we are back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where we have the Salem Spirits battling the Lynchburg Hornets. Scores 57-33 Lynchburg. Mike, you've been taking some pictures. Did you get any chance to watch some of the game?
I watched a couple moves under the bucket that were a little disturbing, but You know?
Well, all right. Salem with the basketball now. Lolis is over here at the top of the key.
I'm kind of like Coach Anderson. I really should be wearing a striped shirt and the whistle. We like to second guess other people a lot.
Oh, well, I'll tell y'all that one of the best coaches and a coach that I have as much respect for as anybody is actually refereeing this game. And this is Coach Christian right here, who is going by us as we speak. Mm-hmm. She was at Elon when Coach Barefoot was there, and they were recruiting Melissa, to be honest. And I went to a couple of their workouts when they was recruiting Melissa, and that lady right there is a specimen. The workouts that she does, wow.
Well, Lynchburg has some of their second half subs in the game now. We've got number 30, Shannon Forbuth. Makes a left-handed layup. Makes it look easy down there.
They're just so big. I mean, it's just, we got two girls from Salem battling 7, 8, and they just all they're doing is they just restocking over there.
Yeah,
that's right.
A couple more go to the table, and they're just as big as the ones they're taking out.
Mm-hmm. Well, Zy Henderson here on the wing with a three-point shot. Just nailed it. Said if you're going to get back in the game, you got to shoot this the equalizer, the three-pointer.
Against that 1-3-1 zone, that's a nice place to find and pull it right there. Oh, Lord.
Ooh, nobody saw that. Wow.
Yep, Shannon Allen there with the easy bucket. Salem bringing the ball down the court here.
I've probably yelled at that play right there a few times in my high school career about not turning around looking where people are at.
Ooh, she almost traveled.
Yes, he did.
Hugh Lewis passes it from inside back out to Lexiana Bush for a nice three-pointer. Scores 61-39 with 12 minutes left in the game. Lynchburg with the ball. Goldsmith driving into the lane with a little fadeaway shot. Misses it. Rebound, Lynchburg. Forbush made the basket and fouled.
It's a team I was scouting. I won't say who it is, but a team I was scouting earlier. I asked the guy, I said, what do you think they do best? He said they can't shoot a lick, but they throw it up on the glass and they run, get it, and they lay it back up. And, I mean, not Lynchburg can shoot it. I'm not saying that, but there's a few times they just throw it up on the glass and go get it and put it right back up in.
Yep. The free throw is good with the score now 64-39, Lynchburg. Collins is now in for Salem. Inbounds the ball to Lolis. Lolis bringing the ball down the court. Looks like we got a little man-to-man defense here.
Yep. Hey, she's done a good job of switching this defense up and keeping Salem on their toes about what are we going to run this next possession. She can pull it right here in a minute.
Ball is into Q. Lewis looking for Zy Henderson cutting. She was cutting underneath the basket, and it was just a miscommunication and a missed shot, miss pass.
I like that she's looking, though. That's nice. She's not a post player, but she's playing part of it, and she had a nice look at the guard cutting off the back cut.
That's good. Zy Henderson now playing some tight defense on Goldsmith, who gets a pick and passes it out to number 22, Sarah Carnell. Pass intercepted. It was a long outlet pass from Lolis to Zy Henderson, but then tipped out of bounds. Lynchburg. Ball stays with Salem.
Well, Lynchburg just don't let up.
Ball inbounded. Now Zy Henderson has the ball at the top of the key. Goes to the left-hand side. Tries to hand it off to Collins. A little bit of a push foul of running through the pick. Ball stays down here with Salem.
I tell you what, I definitely want to see the Lynchburg and Guilford game. That's going to be a pretty good game.
Mm-hmm. Collins now with the ball, drives it in on the left-hand side. Jumped out, had it blocked, came down with the ball in her hand, so it's a jump ball. Right now we have number 20, Cameron Marshall, for Lynchburg in the game. Lexiana Bush passes out to Lolis.
Speaking of Guilford, we broadcast our game against Salem over at Guilford. And, of course, Guilford blew them out by 40, but it was the first game of the year for Salem. They weren't ready for the talent that Guilford threw at them.
Right, and that's another case.
Yeah.
Hugh Lewis with the basket. The score is 64-41 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game.
They're fighting and staying in it. I got to give them credit for that. They have played it very, very hard tonight. That's a nice play that that Lynchburg runs right there. Against that zone.
Yep.
Number 34, Sarah Kuhn with the basket, scores 66-41. Now, Rick, would you say that Salem's fight has shown up, and that's what's getting them back into the game, or is it Lynchburg just taking their foot off the pedal?
I think Salem's fighting. I mean, look at this. I just think that Lynchburg. They don't let up. Coach Pajek, they don't have a whole lot of let up in them. I think they're still playing hard, but I think Salem has brought a little bit better attitude the second half. They went out here, they're bearing down. I mean, and they got to be getting winded because they hadn't went too deep on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
But these girls are just putting up a fight out here right now. I'm impressed more with Salem, what they've done, and not a lack of what Lynchburg has done.
Mm-hmm. Q Lewis hits 2 free throws there, with making the score 66-43.
We've seen that in almost every game, Rick. They'll get down double digits, but they just keep fighting. They just keep doing what they have to do. And, sometimes they're outmanned, and they can't do much about it.
Yeah, I just add a little bit of depth to this team. Now Salem's went back to the zone. They're just not calling nothing inside right now.
No,
Lynchburg with a missed shot. Salem with the rebound. Lola's bringing the ball down the court here. She's at the top of the key. Passes it to Q Lewis. Q Lewis looking for a cut. Passes to Alexiana Bush at the top of the key now.
See
Passes
how open that
Lolis.
lane is? The lane is open for cutters.
Collins driving in, trying to get a pass to Q, but it was blocked. Now Lynchburg pushing the ball down the court. Sarah Kuhn passes it to DeFrancisco. He passes it out to number 20, number 22, and then all the way across for the extra pass. An off-shot rebound by the
hustle.
By the smallest girl in
Smallest girl
Lynchburg.
in floor. She just wanted that rebound. She went and got it.
Yep. See, one thing I like Salem is doing is they've spread this offense. Oh, she walked. Yep. Salem has spread this offense and got these bigs all spread out. A while ago, we had this whole lane wide open, and now Lynchburg's bigs are not as big a factor sitting in that zone and when they're out here playing man. So now Salem College can use their quickness, and they've got into the lane.
Mm-hmm.
I was kidding one of my players up here a while ago. This young lady right here, she Henderson. She has been down at least 6 times tying that shoe. I said I'd have had to roll tape, and I'd have had that shoe fixed by now.
Said 2 words: double knot. All right, Lynchburg now with the ball. With Marshall in the game, passes it to DeFrancisco, passes it into Connell.
Move.
They're just getting so deep in that zone. I mean, they're shooting at point-blank range against the zone. You can't do that.
Score is now 70-43 with 8.5 minutes left in the game. Zy Henderson now with the ball.
Coach is calling them play here, so we'll see what they're getting ready to run. I heard her.
Wide open back there. Somebody needs to cut. Needs to be moving.
But Collins with a wide open 3-point shot.
Foul shooting a 3. Wow, no, he called it after the shot displaced the shooter. See, I argued that call right there. I argued that because that is still the continuation of the shot. Oh, my.
We got somebody hit the floor for Lynchburg.
Marshall's down on the floor. It looked like there was some sort of elbow or something. But none of the officials saw it. I didn't see it.
We were kind of blocked.
No, I just saw her hit the floor.
It's like she spun around. I don't know what happened. She hit the floor hard, though. I know that. She's going to stay in the game, though. Asked her how many fingers she was holding up. She said Saturday.
You're good to go.
Going back in.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like at our level now. It has gotten so tight with all the concussion rules. Something like that, boy, there's just immediate attention. She's going to come off the court. They're going to check her out. I was at a college game the other night. The girl just got hammered. Nothing. They just left her in the game, kept going.
Yeah. Wow. Q Lewis now with the ball driving in on the right-hand side with some tough defense against her. Passes it to Alexiana Bush. Also on the wing, passes it back to Q Lewis. Passes it to Lolis. Lois on the wing here, tries to bring it into the lane. Passes it out to Collins.
Shot clock's rolling down.
6 seconds left. Lolis with a wild shot to
going in.
Keep it in. Bounced around the rim and out. But that's off Lynchburg and stays with Salem. So fresh shot clock here. With Lolis inbounding the ball underneath the basket. Collins makes a cut, gets the ball. She's now on the wing, driving to the left-hand side.
Good hesitation.
Passes out to Lolis. Lolis with the shot off. Rebound Lynchburg. Marshall now pushing the ball down the court to number 22, Cornell. Cornell back to Marshall. Marshall to DeFrancisco in her favorite right-handed wing position. Gets a pick by number 45, passes it to Carnell, passes it to Marshall. Marshall drives in baseline, passes it all the way to DeFrancisco. Wide open three-point shot and in.
That's money in the bank when she shoots it.
Seen that coming from way back. I'm sure Brian Robinson said, "I'll take a couple more of them this year."
I looked up. They put the score down before the basket went in.
They probably seen the same thing we did.
Scores now 73-43. Lynchburg. Hugh Lewis driving in on the right-hand side, banks it off the basket. Easy layup.
She's money, too. I think it should have had that one up on the board when she touched it, too.
Mm-hmm. Now Lynchburg with the ball. Chrono tries to pass it in.
Well, for a foot, I think.
Sarah Grace couldn't handle the pass. Bounced around.
Another inbounds opportunity.
Marshall inbounding the ball underneath the basket. Passes in to Grace. Grace with the easy shot.
That's something we have switched our focus on this year after talking with Coach Battle, former men's coach, assistant at Wake. We chart inbounds plays on how many times we score. Mm-hmm. And it's such a great thing. It's another part of the game.
Right.
Yeah, Jamie Grace is 6'2", so just running down there underneath the basket, there's nothing anybody can do here for Salem.
Mm-mm. Well, she's such a good player. That was a left-handed, like a little small baby hook.
Lynchburg here with a quick, easy basket, 77-45 with 6 minutes left in the game. Zy Henderson bringing the ball down the court. Comes across the half-court line, met by Connell. Some tight defense. Zy Henderson trying to find some openings, find some cutters. She just decides to drive on in and is almost horizontal to the floor as she throws the ball into the air for a shot.
Somebody that quick, that's just tough to defend. She can get there. Oh, here comes Barbara back in. Good to see her continuing to play the game. One of the sweetest young ladies I think I've ever coached.
And Mike's favorite player now, number 3 for Lynchburg.
Number 3 for Lynchburg.
Afalobi Brown.
Oh, Afalobi Brown.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's just her last name.
Zy Henderson with a stone-cold three-point shot. Missed it, though. Rebound, and Lynchburg. Marshall's pushing the ball down the court. Passes it all the way to number 44, Amber Evans.
Ooh.
Missed shot, but it sounds like there was some sort of call.
Yeah, I think they got a foul when she was going up.
Q Lewis with the foul.
The Salem players have to be just worn out. I mean, there's been very little substitution, and you got 2 or 3 platoons coming in and out for Lynchburg. It's like, wow, they've worn them down.
That's like the Florida State football team. They said they don't remount, they just reload.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we got one girl from Salem that hadn't took her shooting top off, but she might be injured. I don't know.
That's Hannah McBride. I think she may be injured.
Oh, okay.
She's a point guard. She's really a good little ball player.
Isn't she from close by?
Hannah McBride is from Sandy Ridge.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yep.
Here we are in the ball game.
Again, boy, she just can't be stopped.
Yeah, Q Lewis is when she makes up her mind, she's going to put it in the hoop.
She goes underneath the basket with a right-handed layup and was fouled in the act. Basket falls, and now she gets a free throw for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, she had 9 at the first half. She's got to have 20 by now.
Yeah,
she's got to have 20 of their 48. I would venture to guess.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Free throw is good. The score is 78-48. Salem now playing some tight defense. Marshall driving into the lane. Tries the outlet pass to Amber Evans. Amber Evans couldn't handle the pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's Salem's ball. Michaela Sievers back in the game. Bringing the ball down the court.
Looks like Lynchburg's going to stay in the man-to-man. I figured they'd settle back in that zone, but she might be working on something. You never know what a coach is doing.
Yeah. Yeah, coach is a strange breed, you know.
Yeah, they're not stable. As my wife would say.
Michaela Sievers passes it to Lolis. who passes
Robinson.
it.
Oh, Barbara.
To Robinson.
Right idea. It's bad execution.
Turnover, Lynchburg ball. Marshall passes it to DeFrancisco. Picks up her dribble. Passes it to
Here we
44.
go.
Passes it to Marshall all the way across the court. Shot up, miss. And Afalobi Brown.
A lot of contact. Ball goes out of bounds, heading this way.
Salem ball.
No.
Kayla Severs bringing the ball down the court. We got 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. The score is 78-48. Lynchburg. Kayla Severs passes it to Zy Henderson. Zy Henderson into Q Lewis, who gets fouled.
Call a reach-in foul
On who?
Afalobi Brown.
Afalobi Brown.
Here comes one of my favorite players that she played at Reagan High School.
Tamika Darden.
What a great kid.
Tamika
Great
Darden.
family. I just love that kid to death right there. I may adopt her.
Lewis inbounding the ball underneath the basket. Q Lewis trying to shake her man, get open. Gets the ball. Passes it to Lolis, driving in.
Oh, she back.
She was trying to do a little give and go.
Yep.
Turnover, Lynchburg ball. Quick. Quick
No
move.
foul. Uh-oh, somebody's down. Oh, it's Barbara. She's up. Good.
So no foul on that.
I guess they're ready to go.
What was that, Mike? All right, Lynchburg with the ball.
Jeez.
A long shot by Amber Evans. 3-point shot. The score is 81-48. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game.
They must have 6 or 7 3-point shooters on that team. Oh, there's one.
Now with Q Lewis with another long basket. Score is 81-50.
I think I'd have used a timeout by now and said, somebody better find 13 in the other color jersey because she's killing us.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're at 40, I guess it's 30th. Okay.
Yep, Lynchburg now. Barbara's pushing the ball down the court. Zy
Nice
Henderson.
hesitation.
Crossover. Yeah, great move by Barbara Robinson.
Oh, she missed that backdoor cut.
Lolis now with the ball at the 3-point line. Passes it to Michaela Severs, who goes up to the top of the key. Driving in on the right-hand side. Passes it to Henderson. Passes it to Q Lewis. Drives on the right-hand side. Just goes in, commands to go down the lane and make the basket. Scores 81-52 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Amber Evans with the ball now for passes it to Afalobi Brown.
Her name is Brittany, if it'll be easier for you.
Passes it to Brittany. Passes it to Marshall.
To Micah, get in the hole.
Ooh,
Michael
close.
shoots a three-pointer. Ball's out. Rebound. Brittany passes it in to Jamie. Michaela Severs tried to get the rebound, just couldn't handle it. Lynchburg now with the ball in a fresh shot clock.
Oh, she's open.
Amber Evans with the shot. Shot is out, tipped out by Salem, but the loose ball is picked up by Lynchburg.
I'm not sure how tall 15 for Lynchburg is.
She's 6'2".
Boy, I tell you what, that's the biggest 6'2" I've ever seen.
And she's a Texas girl, too, so she came a long ways to play
Oh,
ball.
well, everything's bigger in Texas. 6'2" is probably 6'4" up here.
That's right.
That's all. She ain't that big down here.
No.
We got a timeout here.
I'm surprised. I was at Guilford last night, and that's Division III. There has not been media timeouts in this game. I don't understand why. I thought that was required at all collegiate levels now.
NCAA, well, probably if it's televised, it probably is.
But that one last night wasn't. That's what's confusing me. I kept waiting for media timeouts at this game, and I said, we're going to be able to eat dinner a little bit earlier than I thought.
Well, the media is here right now. I want a timeout.
I'm ready for a banana cheese biscuit, but that's just me.
Okay.
But we got a turnover here on Salem. Lynchburg ball. Marshall bringing the ball down the court. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left with the score of 83-52. Passes it to Darden. Darden driving in on the right-hand side.
Nice drive. Nice. Oh.
Do a little scoop layup off, but was fouled in the act.
Well, I'm going to make my way back up here to my wife. I'm probably in the doghouse anyhow, but that's all right. I got shag carpet in my doghouse.
But thank you, Rick, for coming on and helping out.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all. Doing a great job as always.
Good luck to you at Mount Tabor this year.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That was Coach Rick Anderson from the Mount Tabor Lady Spartans. He was nice enough to come out of the crowd and offer some expertise.
That's right.
A lot more than I was offering, I know that.
Well, Lynchburg here is kind of rounding out the end of the game. We have a minute and a half left in the game. Score is 85-52. Michaela Sievers now has got the ball. Driving in on the left-hand side, passes it out to McBride, who I thought she was injured, but
she's actually in the ball game here with less than minute 15 to play.
That's right. She was driving in. Looks like she got fouled, and looks like she might get a chance to make some baskets. Last time I saw her was at the Guilford game, and I thought she came in and did pretty well, but she's still a first-year player.
Some of the games that I've done, she was a starter and played quite a bit, but right before Christmas, I think she injured her knee or ankle or something and been out, but she's a good ball player.
They're easing her back into the game, it looks like. Second shot is up, and she's got it.
This has been a
lane violation of some sort. Well, she's got another free throw coming up. Off the front of the rim, tip, Lynchburg with the ball. We have a minute and 10 seconds left in the game. Marshall bringing the ball down, passes to Evans. Passes to Brittany. Brittany with the shot off the side of the iron. Ball goes out of bounds. Salem ball, minute and 2 seconds left. Stays down with Lynchburg with Marshall inbounding the ball. Evans making a cut, passes to Evans. Evans with a three-point shot off the side of the iron. Scrap underneath the boards with Barbara. Ball stays down with Lynchburg.
That was Kristen Bowes, one of the shortest players on the floor, fighting for that rebound.
Brittany now with the ball, passes it to Bowes, passes it to Evans at the three-point line, drives in on the right-hand side, lays it up, misses. Q Lewis with her hand on the ball, got a little bit over the back. Goes to Salem. Looks like we're taking shots. We're in a 1-and-1. Q Lewis is on the line with 48 seconds left in the game. First shot is up and in. Second shot up. Off the side of the iron. That might have been the first free throw she's missed all night, Mike.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Hannah McBride playing some tough defense, but then gets burned by Marshall, who drives it down the court, presses into Brittany, right-handed layup, miss, gets her own rebound and puts it back in. Now Salem with the ball. We got 30 seconds left in the game. Long course to Rector. Rector shoots. Nice basket. Score is 87-56 with 25 seconds left in the game. Lynchburg bringing the ball down the court. You think they're just going to spread it out and kill the clock, Mike?
I think they're going to just take the air out of the ball and let this clock run out.
There's no shot clock. Marshall just bouncing the ball around. Sievers still contending it. We got 8 seconds left. Marshall driving in, loses the handle.
That is picked up by... Oh, there's a inadvertent foul that Q Lewis got the rebound, and Afalobi Brown, Brittany, met her at the X spot on the floor, and Q goes to the turf, and now she's back up.
So that in the X spot where the Wile E. Coyote drops the safe on the Roadrunner?
There you go.
That's what it looked like. But Q Lewis is here at the free throw line. We got 1 second left in the game. So she makes the first basket. 87-57. All the points still count.
She may have 25 or 30 of Salem's points.
Probably. She makes the second basket. 58 points for Salem. And that is the ball game. Well, Mike, what did you see here tonight?
I saw a team that was overpowered and outsized, the depth of the Lynchburg team, and she had, 14 players, I guess, actually played in the game, and it didn't seem to matter who came on the floor for Lynchburg. They all had they were all fundamental basketball players. They knew what to do. They knew how to run without the ball. They knew how to play defense, and it was too much for Salem to handle. Just the sheer volume of talented, good-sized basketball players just kind of did whatever they wanted to against a smaller and obviously not as many players. So I'm sure the Salem players are worn out, the ones that played most of the game.
That's right. It's something my dad always told me, you can't teach height.
Right, you can't.
And I commend the Salem Spirits for staying in the game and staying scrappy and fighting to the very end,
Every game that I've watched them play, they don't seem to pay attention to the scoreboard. They play to the horn blows, and I think that was one of the comments that Coach Money made to me here a few weeks ago, that she really appreciates the fact that her kids, they may be down 20 or 30 or more, but they keep scrapping, they play, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, it was a tough night. Going in, it looked like on paper about how the game came out.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a minute.
It's a new year, and most people are trying to make a new start. And many of us are trying to make a lasting impact in 2015. Here at the River Church, we believe the greatest way to do that is by connecting with God this year. So we want to invite you to be part of a growing movement that loves God, loves people, and is working to change the world around us, one person at a time. So why not join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. at North Davidson High School, where you will find relevant teaching, impactful, rocking worship, and a great and fun children's environment for your kids to learn more about Jesus. Check us out today at riverchurchlive.com.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site, or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
And we're back at Salem College for the post-game comments from Coach Brittany Money. Coach, that was a big team that came in here from Lynchburg.
They were huge.
A lot of them. They had 4 or 5 over 6 foot.
Yep.
And I think she had 14 in uniform, and didn't seem to drop off when she put substitutes in. And you don't have a lot of players. You had to push a lot of your players to a lot of playing time. But we were commenting in the second half. We were impressed with the effort and the drive that your kids were showing. I mean, they don't look at the scoreboard. They know that we're going to play, and I know we talked about this before Christmas, how well that you've been pleased at how hard they play. But what are your looking at a game that this comes out like this, what do you take from a game like this?
What we take away is we take away the learning. They shot 83% from the 3 in the first half, which is a phenomenal percentage to shoot. 23 came out, and she was just shooting the lights out. And our first game plan was to just pack the paint because we knew that we had the disadvantage on the height. And They came out and hit the shots that they needed to, and we were trying to make adjustments, and that's what I will give this team credit for, is they can learn to adjust on the fly. We played a defense tonight that we normally never play. We kind of just threw it in, hoping that it could get us some stops, and it did. And we started shutting them down, and we started playing the game that we knew how to play.
I know you're talking about the three-pointers. Olivia DeFrancesco hit 6 of 7 3-pointers and 8 of 10 field goals. So, we were commenting at the beginning of the game, their first possession, they came down and they got it to the low post. They used her size. The next 2 or 3, they stopped out here and drained threes. And, it's tough to match up with someone like that.
Right. Especially if you have the advantages on the height, and then you can go out and shoot those shots and have such a high percentage shooting from the outside as well.
But it was, as we said, we really thought the effort was there. Sometimes when you meet a team that's bigger and stronger and better, sometimes you take your lumps, but like you say, you learn something from the game and get ready for your next game. Now you're 1-0 in the conference.
Absolutely.
And you got 3 more conference games.
Yes.
And those are the ones that are really important.
That matters.
So we'll wish you good luck on those games. And the next home game that we're going to be broadcasting, which I don't have my schedule, but it's
the first Saturday in February.
First Saturday. See, not even
there
the coach
you go.
can know that.
I hope so.
We will be here, and we appreciate your cooperation and coming over after the game. And good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
That's Coach Brittany Money, the head coach of the Salem Spirits, and first-year head coach. That she's got a plan for the future of this program, and I think, Johnny, as you know, anytime you change coaches in a program at any level, you have to give that person their due time to turn it around or to make his or her impact on the program. And I think right now it's a learning experience for her players and for her because they're new to each other.
That's right. And as we saw coming out of the second half, she said something in the locker room and changed something about how they were playing defense and about how they were running their offense. And I just, what did she say to him? Because she definitely coached them up during that halftime talk and came out as a fiery new team. Even though they were still down, they still came out and they played to the very end.
Which is what she really likes to stress is that, if you want to play, I'll put you on the floor if you're going to play. But if you're going to be a spectator, you're going to sit on the bench. And that's why she puts these kids out there that they hustle and they do a lot of things good. And Q Lewis is like Coach Anderson was saying. I mean, she's money in the bank too. I mean, she can take the ball to the hoop. She doesn't mind driving against the trees. She goes in there and does whatever. Matter of fact, we do have the stats for the game, and Q actually. She had 31 of the 50.
That is amazing.
58 points. She was 6 for 7 from the free throw line because you remember the one she missed, and that was the only one that she was didn't convert. She was 12 of 16 from the floor. So,
wow.
She was once she got going, and it took her a little bit to score her first points. The team got off to a slow start, but once she got at her stride, she was. She's dangerous in the paint, and she can take the ball to the hoop. So, if you had maybe 1 or 2 more like her playing down low for you.
And she's got that medium size where she's quick enough to be able to. She's small enough to be quick, but she's still big enough to be strong.
She can rebound. She can fight with the biggest ones in there. She doesn't back down from anybody. So she does a good job as far as using what her strengths are. As we said, DeFrancesco had 22 points for Lynchburg. That was a 6 for 7 3-point night and 8 for 10 from the floor. And then Shannon Allen came off. She was actually one of the starters. She had a 7 for 10 night from the field and a 1 for 2 3-pointers. She totaled 15 on the game. So, we had 2 players for Lynchburg that did the most of their scoring, and for Salem, Zy Henderson also had 10 points. So, the offensive production came from the 2 players that normally produce for Salem, and that's Zy Henderson and Q Lewis. So, I think some of the other players are going to have to step up and offer some support to those 2 players when they do face these real good teams, these big teams. Someone else is going to have to be able to put the ball in the hoop. I know Q does everything she can because she is the go-to person on the floor, and sometimes I think players tend to kind of relax and say, well, we'll let her take care of it. But one person can't play against 5 players the caliber of Lynchburg had on the floor at any given time.
That's right. They really needed Alexiana Bush to kind of show up, and I think that's the kind of their X factor right now. If they can get her going, being one of the bigger girls on the team, not just in height but in body type, being able to command that low post. And we saw a couple of times she would spin to her left, but then would go up with the right hand. Mm-hmm. So maybe a little bit of work on both hands on coming up with the left hand easy layups, and just working on her post play with her back to the basket.
Yeah, they've definitely got some potential. They've got a lot. They've made a lot of improvements over the last 4 or 5 games, and it's enjoyable to watch them because they are a scrappy bunch. They play hard, and as Coach Money has stressed a couple of times, we want to win our conference games because that's how you get into the NCAA tournament. So, and their next home game is the first Saturday in February. I believe that's what she told us. But you and I are going to be doing another one of these ball games tomorrow night, a high school boys game with Winston-Salem Christian Lions hosting the Community Baptist Conquerors from Reedsville. Mm-hmm. And that is a nice matchup. They played each other in the preseason tournament, and each team won one of those 2 games. Winston-Salem Christians had some adversity the last couple of weeks with players being hurt or players transferring out of the area. So Coach McKinney's going to have his hands full, but he's the kind of coach that loves challenges, and I think he's going to get one tomorrow night. But we'll be on the air at 6:55 for a 7 o'clock tip-off from College Park Gymnasium at College Park Baptist Church here in Winston-Salem.
That's right. All the games that we do are going to be posted up on Facebook. You can check us out at, of course, TriadSportsCoverage.com. Like us on Facebook. Search for Triad Sports Coverage. Check us out on Twitter at TS Coverage. And if you have any questions, comments, or Mike, you go around, you take pictures, and I know that there's a little bit of a business that happens there at Triad Sports Coverage. If you're interested in checking out some of the pictures taken tonight or at any other sporting event, check out Triad Sports Coverage or email Mike at info@triadsportscoverage.com.
I do have one announcement along those lines. I've partnered with a photographer from Albemarle. He's a professional photographer, and we're going to offer wedding photography now through our website. We have our first wedding booked this summer already. Oh. We also did a school athletic photo shoot for Winston-Salem Christian School, and those pictures that David Hearns' his name he took, absolutely, they're perfect. It's not your typical school picture. These pictures are, so if any school listening out there would like to discuss the possibility of us coming and taking your athletic team pictures or even your school pictures, David has a mobile studio. He brings lights, camera action, in the back of his truck, and we set up in a room, and you get the feeling that you're in a studio. Mm-hmm. So, the pictures obviously speak for themselves. So we're going to begin to advertise that on the website. If anyone has any questions, you can contact me at info@triadsportscoverage.com, or you can call me at 336-829-8602. And I don't know if I should ever get my phone number out, but I just did.
You know what? Mike never sleeps, so if it's at 4 o'clock in the morning, you want to give him a call, go for it.
I've had people do that. So. But we're going to wrap this up and get home out of the cold and hopefully have another exciting ball game. And some of you folks that may be listening through the college, for Salem College or Lynchburg, if you have a moment tomorrow evening, you might want to tune in because you're going to hear some great basketball. These 2 teams that are playing tomorrow night, high school boys, they're both fundamentally sound basketball teams, great young men. It's just going to be a pleasure for us to bring that game to you. So until tomorrow night at 6:55, and we want to thank Rick Anderson for stopping by and helping us as a commentator, and Mr. Donnie Baldridge, who does double duty. He's a producer and a play-by-play announcer.
Double duty.
Did a great job. So until tomorrow night, we're going to say adios.
Yep. Your final score is 87-58. Lynchburg over the Salem Spirits. Once again, you can always check us out on Spreaker or subscribe on iTunes. And, of course, always check us out on TriadSportsCoverage.com, your leader in sports coverage in the Triad. Good night.